When was the last time you did some reflection? When was the last time you went through your photo albums to see how far you may have came? The better question is, when was the last time you may have did your reflection and went through your photo albums, right? You went through your photo albums to see not only how far that you came, but where you messed up on God's blessing for you. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you did that? When was the last time that you actually took the time to reflect? Do you want to know something that I dislike? Is when people say, "Oh, I don't go back to the past. I just keep moving forward." But it's so crazy because half of these people are not moving forward. They think that they're moving forward, but they're really moving forward in dysfunction. So they think that they're progressing, they think that they're moving forward when they're going like this in one spot. And they think they're doing outstanding. They think that they're doing numbers, but they're just going like this in one spot. But when you do the reflection, and where you see how not only how far you came, if you came far, because many of us are on this role of dysfunction and we think that we're in movement. But many of us can't move because sometimes we gotta backtrack. Okay? God is so good. You ever put your car in reverse so you can spin out of a situation so you can move forward? You ever put your car in reverse so you can back out of a situation so you can move forward? Many of people, we feel shame to go back to look at our past because there's trauma back there. Oh, I don't want to go back there. I don't want to look at those memories. I don't want to look at my photo album where I've seen my old best friends, and I don't want to look at, matter of fact, I'm gonna just delete it because I don't want to deal with it. I'm gonna just delete it because I don't want to deal with it. And there does come times in life where you do have to just let things go and delete so you can move forward. I mean, many people, you ever hear people like, man, my cut off game so strong. Most times people's cut off game is so strong because they don't want to deal with themselves or others. And sometimes I get it. But a lot of times people be running away. They be running away so they don't have to deal. See, me, sometimes I'm gonna have to put my car in reverse so I can bag up, go through things and reflect, so I can see certain patterns. Sometimes you gotta go back and reflect so you can see certain patterns, so you don't miss the patterns. Many of us, we're going in one spot like this. We're just going in one spot because we don't want to backtrack. We gotta sometimes put the car in reverse, backtrack, okay? Spin out that situation after you dealt with what you gotta deal with, after you did that reflection, so you can truly get through. So you can get through. And when I say get through, I mean get through here. Get through and do the healing work. Many of us are lazy with our healing work, and we want God to do all the work. But many of us are lazy with the healing work, and we don't want to do the healing work. So we're lazy with ourselves because we don't want to do the reflection and look back because it's too traumatizing, because we don't want to go through our childhood traumas, because we don't want to look back and see all the triggers. See, me, I ain't scared of none of that. We can backtrack over here because I'm trying to get through it. And when you truly trust God, you gonna let God allow you to pull back so you can get forward. That's cool with me. Let me backtrack. Let me backtrack so I can put the car in reverse, spin out the situation. Okay? Sometimes you gotta maneuver. Sometimes you gotta maneuver through situations so you can blossom forward. I just want y'all to hear me. I want y'all to hear me. And many of us, we don't want to maneuver through the situation, so we think that we're going forward, when in reality, we're just in the same spot, going like this, because we don't want to maneuver back, because I ain't going back to the past. I ain't going back to the past. I'm gonna move forward. Now you to move forward in life. Now you're years older, wondering why you can't connect. You wondering why You still mad at your mom, and you still mad at your friend, and you still mad, and you can't forgive. Sometimes God will have you backtrack. We live in a world where people be like, oh, I'm not going back there. I ain't going back there. When sometimes you got to go back to get through. And I will go back to get through because I'm trying to get through. Many of y'all are trying to get to, but you're trying to get to without getting through. So even if you get to, this, look, this is through. This is through. Many of y'all are trying to get to. So you're missing the through. You feel what I'm saying? You're missing the through. Through is the mountains. It's the snakes. It's the but through is where you build the character. Through is where you build grit, where you build strength. But many of us are just trying to get to. They don't want to go through. They don't want to go through to get to. They don't want to go through to get to. People think that it's so much longer to get to. But once you get to, you'll realize how much you delayed yourself instead of getting through. The only thing about getting through is you got to go through the mountains. You got to climb up the hill. You got to go through the bumpy. It might be a hill, it might be ups and downs, but you want to get through. Y'all trying to get to, and y'all are avoiding the through because many of us are lazy in our own healing work. Many of us are lazy in our own journey because we're just trying to get to when you're really supposed to be trying to get through. But the thing is, when you're getting through, you might have to be delayed and get pulled back a little bit because you're doing the same patterns. You want to sturdy. So sometimes you ever had to correct something in the spirit? You ever had to go back you ever had to go back in your reflection so you can correct something in the spirit? Are y'all hearing me? Do y'all feel what I'm saying? I've had to go back, regardless if people rock with me or not, regardless if people forgive me or not. I had to go back in my own past so I can correct some things in the spirit so I can progress forward. Many of us don't realize how much detriment that we're doing just trying to get to where you're supposed to get through, and sometimes getting through, you got to put it in reverse and maneuver through it. So sometimes you got to put the car in reverse. Sometimes you got to... I used to say this quote. Well, it's not really a quote. It's more of a... I don't know what it is. But I used to say, when you drive, you drive forward. You don't supposed to look back when you drive, because if you look back when you drive, if you're driving forward, then you could crash. But sometimes you got to look back and scope the scenery. I don't know if y'all know what that's from. But y'all got to scope the scenery out. You gotta look back. But before they had these cameras on the back of the car, like my car got a camera right here so I could see in the back of me. People used to break their neck to look back, so they can scope the scenery and see what they're working with before they maneuver back so they can progress forward. So I want to encourage y'all to do some reflections. Go through your photo album. See how happy you were. See how joyous. Look at the times where you were making the most money. Look at the times where you were happy. Look at the times where you were successful. And then see how that declined. Why did it decline? Was it a pattern there? Is there something that you need to correct in the spirit so you can actually progress through and move forward? Because many of us are trying to get to. But the blessing and the wise thing to do is to get through. Because when you get through and when you get to, while you're going through, when you get to, many of us are able to be more at ease. You get what I'm saying? Many of us are able to be more at ease when we get through. Be at ease. Many of us who try to avoid the through and just want to get to, now they can't forgive. Now they have these patterns. Now they're going like this, thinking that they're moving forward, getting to without getting through. Now they're having spiritual issues. Now they can't forgive. Now they hurting. They hurt. It's something, my childhood. I should have healed the childhood and now you're prolonging. Well, all you have to do was go heal what you gotta heal. All you have to do is reflect and go fix what you gotta fix so you can get through. Am I making sense? I know sometime I talk in circles, but that's because so many thoughts coming in my head at once. I'm just being real. I'm just being true. That's just what it is. So I pray to God, whoever caught on to what I was trying to say catches on and applies it. Go through that reflection. See where you may have stopped your own blessings. See your own patterns. Sometimes you got to look back, put that car in reverse, scope the scenery so you can progress and move forward and get through. So that's all I want to say to y'all. Keep blossoming. You know what I'm saying? Keep being beautiful. It's a beautiful day, so I ain't gonna cap. I'm feeling myself. Real bad too. Ooh. But anyway, I hope y'all keep blossoming. I'm here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm around. If y'all have any more questions, let me know. And yeah, that's all I want to say to y'all. And blossom.